I want to talk a little bit about a subject close to all our hearts.
I'm happy to report to you today that we're closing in on a top priority for the American people.
Welcome back to Playing Politics. I'm Josh Sundquist, and right now we're going to be visiting presidential candidate Ron Paul's website. Now, as a reminder, you can always send your questions and your comments to us at AIM, at Blaze Live, or you can interact with us on our Blaze.com page. It's blaze.com/playingpolitics. Now let's get to it, Ron Paul's website. Now, longtime fans of our show will know that we have spent a lot of time recently talking about Ron Paul. Why? Because it's the Ron Paul revolution, people. Ron Paul revolution. So let's go right to his website here. First thing I want to show you is what happens when you click on the website initially. So can we get a little reload action here? All right, reload. And what do we have here? We have this like money-o-meter rising. See this rising towards freedom. It says right here. Okay, so here's the deal right here. Ron Paul, he set this goal that he wanted to make $12 million in this quarter. Now, the crazy thing was, last quarter, as you may know, he raised about $5 million, nearly as much as John McCain. And that really put him on the map. People were shocked. Where did all this money come from? Who is this guy, Ron Paul? Okay, so then in the next quarter, he made what a lot of people thought was an audacious goal, $12 million. And then on this past Tuesday, he raised $4 million in one day. So if you look at this, he's now got $7.6 million towards his $12 million goal, which is means that he's probably going to quite easily make $12 million by December 31st. But the reason I want to talk about that is because that is the big thing on his website. That is the big part. It's not just like when you go to most candidates' websites, they say, oh, please give us money. Ron Paul, he's running like a fundraising drive. It's like going to like the freaking United Way site, all right? It's like, here's how much money we have, here's how much money we need to raise, all right? Because that's really what his campaign has been about. It's been about grassroots activism, about people giving a donation. I think his average donation is like $50, and the crazy thing is he's never taken money from like corporate donors or from interest groups, so it's really all coming from grassroots people. So he has to put a huge emphasis on fundraising right here on the main page of his website. Now, let me just make a general comment about his website. It's not very good. Okay, I do not think this is a very good website. So I'm hoping that, you know, maybe with some of his money that comes in, he'll be able to improve the infrastructure. So I mean, just look at this. Not that cool. We have this stupid, cheesy picture of him here. We have this like blue stuff. Not good. And here's the crazy part. He does not own the domain name ronpaul.com. Hello, if you're running for president, you need to get your name and you need to buy that and put a website on it, okay? ronpaul.com right now is like, it's not even anything. It says like under construction. Some other guy named Ron Paul owns it. All right, let's get smart here, people. Either the first Ron Paul needs to go to the Ron Paul campaign and say, look, I own this domain. I'll sell it to you for like $100,000. Or Ron Paul should go to that guy and give him some money to buy the freaking URL. Okay, this is a really obvious thing you need to do, Ron. All right, get with the program. Okay, now back to the website. One thing that he is doing really well, and I think is really actually quite I'm not going to say revolutionary, but creative, is you can see right here this scrolling flash thing here. It says recent donor. And actually, everyone who donates to the Ron Paul campaign has their name flashed across here for exactly 2 seconds. You get 2 seconds of fame on Ron Paul's website if you make a donation. You get not only your first and last name, but your hometown and your state as well. Now, people have talked about this. It's kind of crazy. It's, you know, it's really public and everything. But it's just part of what Ron Paul is doing to draw in these individual donors from all over to his website for his really grassroots campaign. So let's talk just a little bit now about what's kind of going on the website. Like I said, not a lot going on. He has a big support here for his YouTube network. The reason for that being that his YouTube is really where his campaign is. He is the most watched presidential candidate on YouTube. He has more YouTube subscribers than any other candidate, and he is among the top 40 YouTube channels of all time. So a lot of stuff going on YouTube for Ron Paul. And of course, now an interesting thing about Ron Paul is his issues, because you know all candidates have the issues thing here, but you know in most cases it's kind of just there because you feel like it needs to be there. But for Ron Paul, being that he has really crazy stances on issues, I think the issues thing is really so important for him. Secondly, the other pull-down menu I want to point out is his people menu. Because like I said, Ron Paul, his campaign is very grassroots oriented. So what he's done is actually allows individual groups, let's say we go to the homeschoolers for Ron Paul. he allows these support groups for him to like kind of set up their like grassroots website on part of his website. And you'll see that it's actually like a special like little section that's branded here for homeschoolers for Ron Paul, right? Check it out. Oh, it's cute. It's like chalkboards. Awesome. Okay? Why? Because Ron Paul, he has these little groups that are supporting him and that are like giving him all this money, and he's taking over the world one little piece at a time. So it'll be interesting to see, maybe we'll come back to this website in a month or two, see if he's put some of that money into improving the website, maybe trying to step up his game a little bit to compete with the big dogs. I don't know, we'll see. As of now, Ron Paul is still polling at like 5%, so he's really not on track to get the nomination. But we'll see if his recent fundraising can turn that around. Now, next on Playing Politics, we have a very exciting interactive segment for you, which is the Campaign Trail Roundup. You do not want to miss it, so stay tuned.
I want to talk a little bit about a subject close to all our hearts.
I'm happy to report to you today that we're closing in on a top priority for the American people.